Alright, today I had John drill all the holes for the pop rivets for the upholstery on all the seats, all 4 seats. And then we put the seat belt mount on. That's that flat bar with the bolts welded right there. The bolts are welded on, and the seat belts, the anchors go on there. And we also finished the shifter. So in, out. There's that would be third, and there's fourth. There's first, second, and there's reverse. So everything works just the way it's supposed to work. And that's all we got done for today on this particular project. Oh, he made the battery box too. It's sitting down there. That's the battery box, and we'll get it mounted after the back seat is mounted. Then we'll know exactly where to put that. I already know, but we're still going to do it that way. Alright, this morning we have the frame pieces put on. This is the first time that I've ever put them on at an angle. Usually I just put them vertically right there, but this time I thought I'd try something a little different. And this is really important because it takes the forces that are generated by the front end and it runs them down into the bottom frame. It actually divides the force from there to there. And this is inherently structurally weak part of the frame because it's so skinny right here. It's kind of like a hinge, and this part really takes all the load off of that, making that we can get away with that. So it's real important that you block from the top to the bottom, that you connect them here and divide the forces up like that. It's kind of an engineering thing. I got the dash welded on. Okay, now next thing we'll take and grind this down a little bit, not too much, just enough to make it look pretty. Got the back seat bolted in, welded on, and we got to do the rear mount yet. We haven't finished making the rear mounts yet, and they will go right there. And that's it for that. I got the rear mounts for the seats nailed, and make sure you always put them at a slight angle inwards, so when you set the seat down, this tab lays over this one. If you get them in the wrong angle, you'll never get the seats on and off because they'll be on the wrong angle. Got the front tabs up and finished. Battery box is in and done. There's the battery box. Also welded the front trailer hitch mount on. So we put it right to the frame, right across there, and then this bar here will get the receiver, just like Doc's. I'll show you Doc's right here. Okay. So he's getting the same treatment as this one, and we'll actually weld the hitch onto that frame piece. Okay, TJ and John are working on the seat tabs. They're putting on the kid seats. Try not to burn your fingers. There you go. And this is what they're working on, is mounting the kid seats. Okay, we've got one tab up, and they're working on the other back tab. There's one back there, and then we're going to have one from underneath here that's going to shoot down right to there. There will be a tab that shoots from there down, and that will hold the seat. You only need 3 points to hold the seat in position. It's just holding a little kid. So that's it for that. And we always put the kid seats a little bit lower than the passenger seat get them down a little bit. That way it doesn't interfere in the passenger seat's legs, and gets the kid's head. Their head is up here. You want to get it out of the mirror of the driver's mirror, because that's right there also. Okay, I found these nice pieces of curved stock and some exercise equipment. So that's going to be right there. And this will be not necessarily an actual armrest, but rather I actually want to put in a piece of sheet metal to fill this gap in. That way you don't have to worry about your kids getting their arms or their hands on the tires, which are right there. So this is basically a little bit of a block to keep the kids away from the tires, and that'll be tabbed in and welded on right part of this. It's actually part of the seat, and they will clean this up and get them mounted tomorrow. All right, this morning we took the scooter out of the frame jig and set her on the work stands. So we're going to build, we put the motor on a few minutes ago. We're going to build the rear cage today. And he's marking and getting ready to bend the bottom tubes right now. So that's what's happening today. All right, on John's trike, this is the rear cage. It's getting ready to put together, and we got the forward mounts here. These need to be trimmed down so that this fits inside the pipe up to about there, and then that'll be welded in. And these are the mounts, and the bottom mount's already there. We put that on when we built the frame lower members, and I'll be doing that tonight. All right, I cut slots in the bottom of the pipe here, cut a slot so that the material here is actually showing, and that way I could weld that whole entire length of this material here. So it's welded all the way back into there. And then we just fill this in. Took a while back and forth and fill that in so it's welded up real strong. And it's all set at the proper height. Now tomorrow we're going to take the bottom tubes and put them on, and they go from, where is it? There it is, the mount down there. They come out there and come right up here to underneath here, and so that'll be tomorrow.